chemistry. I mean, because this conversation's been had before.
Abiata, do
It
you
just
do
it
you
takes
play this
time.
game outside of us, like often? If you're really trying to work on your craft or
As of
your game,
recent, no, because we just got back into it. But during like the
what's
height
that to
and
do with?
prime of this,
What does we have to do with you working on your stuff?
no,
You know
no,
what I'm
you
saying?
asked me a question. I'm trying to answer. So you're saying,
Yeah.
when have I done, practice anything outside of like y'all and the group? And I'm saying
Hmm.
in the prime of all of this, ooh, green baby. In the prime of all this, that's what I was doing. I was playing matches and things like that. I even was playing the computers to get close to getting another badge a few days ago. But right now, I think that's a harder question to answer in terms of you saying yes to it. Because no, but at the prime, yeah. And I think
So if you're
if
saying, I mean, we're talking about right now, right?
Yeah,
I thought
the more right
more
now.
so overall, but okay, sure. Well,
So
good
no, we're talking
shot.
about right now.
So right now,
Moving
I'm
forward.
still easing into it. But if we can make, if I see like there's like an acknowledgement that like niggas are really trying to like compete on some level, even if like not like niggas trying to get paid playership, just like want to shun people, I'll easily step my shit up. And I'm probably gonna do that anyways, because I don't want to be trash.
So off
I just
off
don't
of
want to get
that,
worse on so.
I think off of that, if that's going to be the case, we need to define what step our shit up means. Like I think, for example, E
Oh boy.
actually took time to like edit videos and shit outside of playing, so that's a sign that you're trying to be more serious. For me, I would say probably watching film or recording stuff. Um, Scott, I don't know what you would define as that.
Wait,
For
Chris, can
me,
you repeat what you? Sorry, can you repeat what you just said?
So I said basically like Scott was saying how we've had these conversations before, right? Oh yeah, we're all going to play more seriously, but we
Hmm.
don't define specifically what we have to do. So then we just come back to this. So I was saying to give examples, like E has started like editing videos and started broadcasting stuff, like sharing stuff. So that's kind of something specific that he's doing different. For me, I think what I could do better is after
what's
we
the
go around and after I hear what the team says I need to do better for the team,
Hmm.
then I can watch videos or a film or whatever. And then I was asking Scott what he would define for himself as stepping his shit up.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
Ooh, what? I read that.
Abiyade.
fuck? For me, I just need to become a better shooter, shot selection.
Oh boy.
So,
Uh,
all right. So Scott, that's not specific though. Like I'm
Come
asking.
here,
what
Scott.
the fuck?
So that's
So,
like me. That's like me saying I need to
Scott,
be a
Scott.
better defender. That doesn't like.
but that could be your problem. Like if you're somebody
But
that like leaves your
that
man
That's
open a
not.
is
lot
That's not
that
what.
is
and
That's
you're
not what
that
not
he
that
blocking
asked.
the
no
shot,
That's
no
not what he
Scott, that's
asked.
fair. What you said that could be my problem, but
but
that's
that's
not
what I'm saying.
how you listen, bro. Like if you're trying to get better, right, and you need to become a better defender, and then your coach is like, all right, bet, what are you going to do this week in practice? I'm gonna become a better defender. That's not specifics. Like what I said is I'm going to
That's
find
what
out what I'm doing wrong, and then I have to go watch film and identify it and practice better. Like for you, what specifically would you do to
Ooh, let's
step your shit
go.
up?
Shoot more so I get my timing down and get used to like playing in park and playing in rec.
I
You know what I
Sounds
I
like a
think
casual answer, bro.
yeah, I think it's
like what
casual.
the fuck?
That's casual.
So I can give you an
It's not
example.
casual. What like what?
All right, I'll give you an
It's
example of
casual.
something that I think you
That's
could
what a
do
casual.
specific.
Hold on. That's what the casual player does. I mean, like when somebody picks up these games to play it, they want to be good to a certain level, right? Not necessarily serious, but they want to be. Casual players want to be good. They do. It's a casual thing. Like they're not serious, but it's casual. Well, what do? They play regular games. They play games and work on their timing. They work on their dribble moves. You know what I'm saying? That's just casual shit.
So
Like
then
you know,
what
like
doesn't?
that's.
So then what does
I got
somebody
a
see?
perfect example.
Go ahead,
So
Chris.
so Scott, one thing that I would say is since you're trying to be a better shooter, like the first thing you need to do is max out all of your shooting badges. That's what I did. Like I would play 12-minute quarters and made sure that I have all of my shit on purple
I'm just
and
amazed you're
defensive
not
badges
done with
first.
your shooting. That's what I was kind of stunned. I thought you were done with all that shit.
Yeah, so like that would be the thing. Like you need to
That's
go spend
casual.
like the weekend or something
Mind
just
you, I made
getting
a
those
whole new
badges.
character and finished in 2 weeks, and that's it.
So, and my thing is like, Abiyad, if you're since we're talking about Abiyad,
Fuck
if
that.
you're if you're not serious, that's fine. Like that's okay.
No,
Like
I know.
just
I'm not trying to front. That's the thing. That's what's frustrating. it's one thing if there's probably better things I can do, but the notion that I'm not serious because I'm not taking certain steps from your
All right, we're not saying you're not
that's a little bit
serious.
different of a
We said
conversation.
moving forward. We're moving forward. If you say you're serious, we're giving you examples of like specific
It's
stuff.
But
I think
shots.
I don't. But Chris, I don't know if I can't I can't
I'm
agree
see.
with you.
I'm,
I understand what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying, but I don't know if I can agree with necessarily telling him. You know what I'm saying? What it is he needs to be doing to be serious. Because at the end of
Scott,
the day, like if you're
what?
serious, these are steps you're going to take. Like we can't
Oh
tell
my
him
god,
what
I
to
think you
do.
saw
You
me.
know what I'm saying? Like
Oh,
we can't tell any player what to do if they say they're serious about something.
well, see, I don't know. I disagree with that. Like, I hear what you're saying. Like, the drive should lead someone to, because you're
Like they
serious.
should have a drive. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yes,
that and
that's
that
what I'm
drive
saying.
is going to take them to becoming better, right?
Right,
But
right, right.
I think along the lines of like how you said that you understand basketball better than Scott, or
Oh
like how
shit.
Scott understands soccer better than I do, or y'all understand soccer better than I do. I think that we can give specifics to
Okay.
Scott.
Yeah,
Scott,
yeah.
all the way.
That's,
Yeah,
like yeah, examples, right. But whether or
yeah.
not
You gotta
we
be
can't
shit.
tell him to do that though. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, for sure. And then if he
Okay.
doesn't do it, then yeah, that's yeah. But oh, do you agree? Like I think me and E are on the same page that what he needs to do is max out his badges first. He
Yeah,
needs to
I'm.
like spend
Uh
time getting that.
yeah. Yeah.
That
I
will.
mean I think that's the first step.
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like even that's why with the argument of in our prime you were serious, I don't think that's true because you would have had your badges in your prime. You know what
Like,
I'm saying?
I just
So
found
it's
out the
just
other
like
day that he
No,
didn't
no,
have it,
that's
bro.
not true because I was trying to get badges every time we weren't on the court. I was playing career mode and just trying to do the best I
but if
could
you
to
were
shoot.
serious you would have like the badges is
No, that's not.
like
That's it's, and this is the argument I had with like
badges
Chris. Like it's
aren't
not easy for me.
hard.
Like you got to
Wait,
make
Scott,
the
was
shot.
the reason why because you when you got off 2K, you stopped like you were in the middle of grinding for badges and then you got off 2K? Is that why you don't have the badges right now?
Yeah, like that.
All
I
right.
was like when we started playing this shit, I was always trying to grind out badges. I didn't want to not have badges. That was always been a thing. But like
All right, so then
the
moving
way shooting
forward,
works, like it's not like defense, for example, where like it's harder to get shooting badges than it is to get defensive badges.
When's the last
I
time you played
stand by that.
my career game?
I don't know what the fuck. The last time I was on 2K, maybe like 2 days ago.
yeah, but yeah, it is harder, Scott. But that's why you chose to be a shooter and I chose to be a defensive player. Like
And you
so
agree for that.
that's
I know,
irrelevant.
but
Like
no, it's relevant in the sense that well, why don't you have it yet? That's because it takes longer to get.
personally, I never said that. Those words never came out of my mouth. Why don't you have them yet? All I've been focusing on is the present and moving forward. Right now, what is it that you need to do? And that's why I even said like this weekend, you can just take care of that. I've never
I think
knocked you
getting
for
to
that.
I think getting to the root of it is important because it brings clarity. Like in reason, it makes things make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? If somebody was casual and they didn't have their badges, I would understand. But if you're actually serious about this game and you don't have your
Yeah, but
badges
then
yet,
again, but there's an
I can't believe
ideology
it.
difference. There's an ideology difference because while you guys say well, you got to get your badges, bro, you got to get your badges. Like to me, I can have all the badges I fucking want, but if I can't shoot, that doesn't mean shit.
But you're not
And
at
I'll
that
come
point
with
to make
that.
that decision yet. You're not at that point
But you're
to know
saying that,
that.
and that's why I disagree, and that's what I'm saying. But the fact that we have a difference of opinion on this doesn't represent the lack of seriousness of mine.
So
It's
no,
just
so
how I
this
think I
is.
need to get to a certain level is different than how you think I need to get there. And that's a
But all
different
right, so
argument.
this goes back to the
So it's
film
not about
perspective.
seriousness.
This goes back to the art conversation y'all were having about film, right? So I've played with my player without my defensive badges maxed out, and I've played with them maxed out.
Scott,
And there's no way in hell I'm going back to playing without all of my shit back on purple and gold at least and some silver, because there's a difference. And when you're talking to somebody who knows that difference, like you can't really speak on what it's like to shoot with all your badges because you don't know. So all we're saying is once you get to that point, then worry about struggling with shooting and timing and shit like that. But it's like you're trying to get on the field and you haven't like practiced the whole week. Like you, especially as a shooter. So you can acknowledge that shooting is one of the most difficult skills on this game, right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, that should speak volumes to the importance of having the foundation of all your badges maxed out first, and
As a
then
serious
trying to
player.
develop that.
Okay, but Chris, again, and this is where it's just I have a hard time. Like I want to listen, I want to hear you guys, but it's hard for me to like resonate with that message when like the realities of being a good shooter kind of like yes, having long or range extender or whatever on Hall of Fame, which I have, that helps. That increases your range. Having quick draw on gold, which I have, helps a lot. And sometimes that's as fast as you need to shoot, depending on your release, right? Having Deadeye or something like that.
But you don't
Having
know that because you've never experienced Hall of Fame.
I
Just
have
keep
range
going, keep
extender on
going.
Hall of Fame, but I have like
Scott,
14 of the
we're not.
17 badges
That's
I
not what
have.
we're saying. That
No,
doesn't
but hold
matter,
on,
bro.
hear me out, hear me out. What
Yeah, let
I'm
him
saying
finish. Let him
is,
finish.
when you're making the argument that you gotta get your badges, you gotta get your badges, like most of the shit I already have. It's just whether or not they're on Hall of Fame or gold, and it's like these nuanced differences. So the conflict isn't the badges, but it's the performance at this point.
So
It's not
first of
like I
all,
have like two out of
no
like
one said
32
maxing out your badges is going to solve your shooter issues, right? I don't think any of us are saying that. What we're saying is you're skipping steps. If you're
Right.
serious, you have to get that first, and then you move
Optimize
forward.
your potential if you want to be
Yeah, like,
serious.
could y'all imagine me complaining about, like, I keep getting fucking dunked on, and then y'all ask me, like, what Intimidator is on, and it's on, like, bronze or silver. First, let me make sure I have that worked out, and then I can work on, like, the higher level skills. That's,
So let me
honestly, I don't
ask
think
you
this is
this.
an opinion thing, bro.
My
So,
thing
No,
is, if
I
you're
respect what
serious,
you're saying if you can answer this question. So
okay.
what's the equivalent? A defender having a defender having Intimidator on purple is the equivalent of a shooter having what outside of range extender.
All right, so number one, I don't think they're equivalent. I was really just using that as an analogy. Like,
But
it's
okay, boom. So we're getting somewhere. So with that being said, like,
wait, I didn't answer the
what
question.
badges do I need to have at what level
all right. So
as
before
as,
we answer,
as a basic shooter?
so before we answer that, like, I can't tell you specifically which ones. You probably have to refer to O or E.
Okay, and
But
that's what I'm
hold on,
getting
no,
at.
no, let me finish. Let me finish.
That's
It's
exactly
two.
what I'm getting at. You don't even
It's
know.
two responses that I'm gonna make. The first one is that's
I
me.
know.
I'm not a shooter. I don't play that role, so I'm not gonna
Yeah,
answer
but
that
you're
question.
telling me this message, and
No,
I'm
but
telling you real quick. Do you
I'm
know?
about to. Let me finish the second part, and I'm about to
Naviata,
address.
you're right. You gotta relax, man. Like
Yeah,
this is a simple
the
conversation.
the
I
second
relax.
part. The second part is why a person like me who's not a shooter can still understand that and make that statement. The creators of this game, they made badges for each role, regardless. I've never
Son of
played
my.
Paint Beast, but I know that you need like to be able to back somebody down in the paint. That's common sense. However goofy this game is, it has goofy laws. The laws still work for the game. So even though like the difference between Hall of Fame for long range versus gold might not make sense in real life, it makes sense for this game because it is the way it is. So having
Right.
that purple could give you an extra boost. I don't have to be a shooter to know that. So
And my thing is, I don't think anybody was saying, like I said, that you need all your badges and that's going to solve all your issues in the game. No, I don't believe that. I think if you consider yourself a serious player, you would have all your badges because you want to maximize or optimize your potential. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's an important step. You know, it's not the step or the only step, but if you're serious about this game and you want to maximize your potential or your ability, then get all your badges. Like, and I understand you're saying like it's hard to do. I technically don't think it's that hard. I think, in my opinion, I think you might be doing something wrong to the point where it's that hard for you to not have it at this point. But that's just me. But I think if a serious player, you would maximize your ability, and that comes with having all of your badges. Like,
yeah,
Come on, come on, come
like
on, come on,
that's
come on, come on.
You're
so.
across from me.
With Scott, with that point that O just said, with the point being, no one's saying it's going to solve your problems, but we're saying that's the first step that you have to resolve before you move forward in solving
Wow.
being a
Ooh,
good shooter. Do you agree with that?
no,
All right, so
not completely. Like I
why
do,
not?
but I
Because
don't.
you're the only one who doesn't have all their badges and but complains about the game a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't think that's like a sign or anything, like, or even if you're struggling. So wait, are you saying you don't believe badges are that important, or what?
I'm saying that the badges that I have and the levels that I have them at, because I have what, like 14, I don't know, like it's either 17 or 18 shooting badges, right? I only have to either get things for
Significant.
like
Yeah, it's
gold
just
or Hall of
significant,
Fame,
man.
right? And when it comes to shooting, I'm not talking about like defense or ball handling where niggas can just steal your shit if you don't have like unpluckable on gold or Hall of
Uh,
Fame or something like that. I'm talking about like having green machine on Hall of Fame versus like gold or something like that.
so you're saying it's good enough? It should be good enough
Yeah, it's
for you
good
to be.
enough to the point that the problem I have isn't the badges, it's the shooting. So when you talk about, are you being serious or blah 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 blah? Oh, that's fucking dumb.
But it just
Are you
sounds like
serious
you're
person?
settling.
Okay,
I mean,
I'm not. But
if you had
my
that
problem,
mentality of, okay,
my
go ahead.
problem extends past badges, and it doesn't seem like that message is resonating too well. So much so that my seriousness is in question because I don't have all my badges.
Wow, he
This
really
nigga,
shot that.
nigga's
Bro,
dumb.
that's like that's like me.
You
So
should have that block.
if this is a bad analogy, y'all just stop me. That's like me being a student in calculus, right? And I'm like, my problem extends past studying. Like, but I'm not. I haven't gone through the full material and tried to study it yet. The point is, you haven't even gotten yourself to a position to say
Fully
that
experience
statement.
your player, right, right. You don't know
Yeah,
the full
like
extent of your player yet. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't
And
have
so
all
again,
your
right?
badges.
And so I put this knowledge to the test. Chris doesn't know the answer to the question I asked him. So I'm asking you, what badges do I need to have and on what level so that it can fix my shooting or fix whatever my issues are that we've identified, which is
Great.
shooting, shot
So
selection,
I
things
don't
like that.
think, and don't cut me off once I answer because I have something to say. All right. So I think your question is, what badges do you need to have in order to solve your issues in shooting? Is that what your question is?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay. No, I just want to make sure that was the question.
Yeah.
I think you need to have all of them. Why? Because then you can see what your real issues are, whether or not the issues you have is because of your badges or not. Once you have all of them, you know that's the max potential of your player. So from then that point on, you'll be able to identify what was your issue with the badges, or what issues came from the not having badges, and what issues come from your gameplay. Do you understand what I'm saying? Once you have all your badges, you know the potential of your player. So from that point on, there's no oh it's because I don't have this badge. There's no like lingering like thought. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's fucking
there's
dumb.
there's no lingering thought. There's just all right. It has to be me. You know what I'm saying? That's it. So I think you need to have all your badges, and then you can figure out what it is about you that's messing up. Because if you don't have all your badges, you don't know if you don't know if it's your gameplay or if it's because you don't have the badge. Because people be taking hella contested shots in the game, like they were taking crazy shit, and they have dead eye in Hall of Fame. Do you have that?
No.
Okay
And so
then,
is
but
that one badge?
you take contested. I'm not saying that's the
you're
definite
missing
thing.
the
I'm saying
point, bro.
it's a possibility. That's what I'm saying. Like, but you don't know that yet because you don't have Deadeye on Hall of Fame. That's just one example for all these badges, all these shooting badges that are in the game. That's just one example. So if you were to max out the potential of your player with your stats, your attributes, and your badges, then you can move forward and say, okay, it's not my badges or my attributes because those are all maxed out. Those are as good as it can be, right? So I'm a serious player. I have them as good as they can be, right? At this point, it's just up to me, or maybe the game is just broken, or blah blah blah. Then you can determine that, but you can't determine that yet because you don't have all your badges.
What the fuck?
So let me ask you a question. Between me or E,
Hold on? Did I answer your question though?
sure. Let me ask you a question.
No, wait. I've got it. Did I answer your question?
Yeah,
This is
sure.
sure.
Yes,
It's yes
yes.
or
Yeah,
no.
fine. Yeah,
All
you
right,
did. All
cool.
right. So between me or E, who's the better shooter?
Between you and E,
Yeah, between me and E.
you mean like mentality wise or your player?
Quality wise.
What? Quality
Who
of the
makes
player
more
or quality?
shots? Who's the
No,
better shooter, bro? It's
that's
not that
I'll be honest,
complicated. It's really
yes it
straightforward.
is. It's different. The reason why I'm saying
Oh
that the
shit.
difference, your mentality as a shooter is different than what your player can do,
Who
and what you
makes
get,
shots more
and then what you
consistently?
can get
That's
away with.
specific
Do you
enough.
understand what I'm saying?
Who? Let me curtail my question. Who makes shots more consistently between me and E?
E.
E.
At a better field goal percentage.
Okay, cool. E, what shooting badges do you have?
Uh, 1 second. I'm trying to remember. What are you doing? Uh, Hall of Fame. Fuck. I gotta sit down and look at it again. On top of my head, I don't
Probably doesn't
remember.
remember, bro.
Yeah.
Queen fucking ball. Damn, hey, let me get some sunshine, bro.
So Scott,
And mind you, you asked me who do I think is a better shooter, and the
No,
way I answered your
my
question.
point
Hold
is,
on,
so
let me. You don't even know what I'm about to say. Let me finish. Let me finish. You asked me who's a better shooter, and you wouldn't give me criteria, so I made a criteria myself. So my criteria is mentality-wise, who takes the better shots, who makes them shots, and the efficiency of them shots. That's
Go,
what I.
keep
That's
going,
what I
Scott.
determined.
Keep going, Scott.
It had nothing to do with his badges or whatever. Like it was boom, boom, boom. Like what he chooses to do. His badges help him a lot. You know what I'm saying? At that point, because he's maxed out, so that actually might help him. Go ahead, or Chris, or Abiade. Either I don't know who's going to talk first.
so Scott, I
the
think
reason
like,
why, real quick, the reason why I specified my question, because you kind of took it to a different level, is because I said who makes shots more consistently, and that's all it breaks down to. Because fundamentally, a shooter is supposed to
You
shoot.
said consistently.
Yes, I said that. I said who makes their shots more frequently, or something to that tune.
That's not the same.
That's why
Scott,
I
if you get the
narrowed
ball,
that down.
I'm gone.
all right, Scott, so that we don't keep beating a dead
What the
horse.
fuck?
Scott, so that we
I
don't
said
keep
I'm
beating a
gone.
dead horse. You're good at understanding like logic. So just let me know if the statement I'm making is not logical, right? The whole
come on,
issue
pass
with
the rock.
come on,
I got him.
man.
I got him.
So Scott, the issue here is that you don't know why you're not a good shooter right now, correct?
No, I
At the
know.
end of the day.
I know why.
Okay. What's the reason why
How
you're
do
not
you
a good
know?
shooter?
Go
Wait, let's
ahead.
ask him. What's the
Those
reason why
are
you're
two
not?
different types of questions.
Scott,
Okay.
Scott, can you just focus? What's the
Answer
reason?
Chris's
What's the
question.
reason why you're not a good shooter?
Poor shot timing and poor shot selection.
All right, now, okay, I don't even know how to poor shot timing
I
and poor
do.
shot selection.
Yes.
I know where to go from there. But keep going, Chris.
All right, fair. You can go from there because I wasn't expecting that answer. Oh, you can take
Okay,
over.
so he said poor timing and poor shot selection, right? But he doesn't know that 100% because he doesn't have all his badges.
Nigga, that doesn't even make sense.
So no,
But
that's
that
fair.
does-
That's kind of where I was going.
It does.
That makes
It
zero
does.
sense.
It does. It makes a lot of sense,
Badges
bro.
have nothing to do with shot selection. That's literally your IQ at that point, bro.
No, your timing though does. Your timing can change if you have a certain badge. It can.
Fair enough,
Catch and
but
shoot.
so let me be
Mhm.
specific. The timing of my own personal shot, whatever I use that I'm comfortable with in terms of the timing and hitting greens, that's what I struggle with. Because consistently timing my shots. And no badge fixes that issue. You just have to know your
All right, so
shots.
see right there,
No,
right there,
it
Scott.
does. Because certain badges help you get greens more.
Scott, you can't make that statement logically. Like let's all just
does.
speak facts and logic right now, Scott. You're not in a position to make that statement because you don't know. Until you just get your badges and then you can make that statement.
But see, when I ask
but-
y'all what badges are that you guys speak about that kind of refute my point, you can't name it. So you're speaking in this like
I can name it. I just need to get
Let's
off
go to your list
today.
of badges. Let's go. Let's do it.
I was about to
Let's
say,
do
Scott.
it.
Yeah, but,
we
I've been asking that like 3 times now, and you
No,
guys
you
like,
asked Chris. You asked
rolled
Chris.
around that
and
question.
he said he couldn't answer. You asked
But
Chris.
you said you didn't know specifically either. You only named
No,
one.
I didn't say that.
You named
Scott,
one.
no.
No, Scott.
and
This is
I
what
had
happened.
that.
Scott, this is what happened. Look, I'm gonna repeat
stop.
everything that happened. You asked me first. I said I'm not a shooter, so I'm not gonna answer that for you, right? So
And
I'm
you
out
cut
of
him
it.
off.
You asked E, right? Or you asked O next. O didn't say that he doesn't know. That's not what happened. When you asked E, he said we're in a game right now, so I just need to get off the game to check for you. So this question can be answered. It's not like whatever. And then if you remember earlier today too, or not earlier today, it was like 2 days ago. Me, you, and O were on, and I think O was asking you what badges you had, and we found out you didn't have like catch and shoot on Hall of Fame, right? Do you have that on Hall of
It's on
Fame?
gold. It's on gold.
It's
All right, so you
it's
don't
on
have it
stuff.
on Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
You don't have quick draw on Hall of Fame. Like there's significant shooter back. And yo, when I tell
Wow,
you,
Chris, you remember that?
you don't have to be a shooter to understand how video games work. Badges are for roles for a reason. I'm not saying they're not goofy. Some of them aren't that important, but the difference between gold and Hall of there's another point. One more point. Scott, you said you have like what 4 badges left to get?
Yeah.
All right. So if you're going up against a shooter
And
with
let the record show. We're not saying that's going to solve all your problems.
yeah, no one
But
is
go
saying
ahead.
that.
Go ahead.
No one is saying that. But Scott, if you're going up against a shooter, would you rather go against a shooter with 4 gold shooting badges or 4 Hall of Fame shooting badges?
All gold.
Why? Because
Technically, it doesn't matter because if he can shoot.
All right, so then why'd you choose all gold?
Because I know what you're getting at. Because
No, don't answer to try to prove a point. I'm asking you. Scott, let's start over. Scott.
Ask a question again. I'll be honest.
Which one would you choose?
Neither, because it doesn't matter. If he can shoot,
All right, cool.
See,
All right, bet.
he's
So,
being denied. Okay.
all right, so
No, that's what I was going to say initially. But I knew you were going to shoot that down.
All right, so let me ask you a different
I'm
question.
gonna tell you what you wanted
All right, fair enough. So let me ask you a different question. Right now, the next game that you and E play, right? If there was a choice and they were like, you want to use an all gold shooter or an all purple Hall of Fame shooter, which one would you choose?
All Hall of Fame.
Why?
Whatever little boosts I can get might help.
So you're acknowledging that there's a boost and a difference between the two, right?
A potential boost.
All right. A potential boost, right? Cool. So all we're saying, which is a very factual statement that no rational human can argue against.
Check that shit out, bro.
Scott, if there is a boost, just get to that point first, and then you can figure out what. All right, so that's the first time you said that, though.
No, it's not, because we're going in like this loop. Because we'll get to this point, like, yo, you need to get certain badges at certain levels so you can max out your player's potential, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, cool, that makes sense. I'm trying to do that shit anyways. But what are those badges? And we have to work through that so this conversation...
That's a conversation that you and E can have once y'all game is over.
But that's what I'm saying. In order for this conversation...
That's not what you were saying in the beginning, son. That's a completely different argument.
No, I said that in the beginning because I realized that was an initial problem because y'all initially were speaking in like these...
So then how come... All right, so the very first time you asked me and I was like, I can't answer that, but... I literally said but, and I was like, you can talk to O or E because they know how to shoot better. You didn't just say, okay, cool. You kept giving different reasons. Like,
Sorry.
The first time that you brought it up where you were like, so Chris, what specific badges do I need? I said, I can't do that, but you could talk to O and E because they know how to shoot.
I asked both of them. I asked O and
Scott, hold on. Come
I
on,
said I don't remember off the top of my head.
That's not how the conversation went. My point is that if that was the only reason that you needed to hear and you would have stopped and been like, all right, cool, let's do this. Once I said that, you would have been like, all right, cool, so O and E, let's do this. First of all, you didn't go right to that. You started giving other reasons. And then,
defensive.
Right, and then once E said, all we have to do is wait till the game is over, and then
that's cool. I'm still waiting. Our game's almost over. Like, I'm waiting.
Okay, all right, so that we don't keep being a dead horse. Cool. All right, fair.
Sure, Scott. God damn.
That's goofy as shit, bro.
Well, you're passing on a 70, right, or something?
Chris, you said you're a casual player. E, you said you're a serious player, and Abiel, you said you're a serious player.
Yeah.
Okay.
This thing's just cooking that nigga. Hey, he has 53 points on him. That's all he does. It's AI, so it's like that's all he does to him.
E, give me the ball. I'm right here.
At least you get some points.
Yeah, because niggas don't look for me like it's crazy.
No, I look for you. Just...
That's a reach.
Oh yeah, I'm about to go to Kifa's. One of my close coworkers just got accused of sexual assault. And like when I tell you it's the biggest rack of bullshit I have ever seen, like I'm like, what the fuck is she talking about? She's fucking crazy. She's on the, if you Google her name, she's on the internet with a whole history of people saying how fucking like insane she is. So yeah.
Leave all women, Chris.
Yeah. Like people get fired over this shit. It's just crazy.
And that's why a lot of men don't have lunch dates or whatever. Not dates, but like work dates and whatever with women. A lot of managers and stuff like that, they avoid that.
Yeah.
I think it went down 42%, they said. Something like that. It went down significant.
Thick.
So before I leave, I just want to make 2 more points. So Scott. Alright, so just quickly, one thing is...
I'll be honest, this is all on you. This is your progress. Like, so if you really want the help, ask for it. Nobody's just gonna like, okay, like, ask for the help.
That's what I was about to say. So Scott, the 2 points I'll make before I leave is number 1, just try to like. Well, let me say the second one first. So the only reason why you're the focus right now is because we haven't focused on other people. So nobody's making it seem like you're the only one who's not serious and you're the only one who's not playing better and whatnot. It's just on you right now. It's going to E, and it's going to go to me. All right, so that's cool. All right, so then